Niacin plays a surprisingly critical role in the body's ability to detoxify alcohol, acting as a key cofactor in the metabolic pathways that process ethanol. This role, though chemically essential and deeply relevant to public health, is rarely highlighted in discussions of alcohol consumption, hangovers, liver disease, or substance abuse treatment. At the heart of this connection is NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, the molecule derived from niacin, which fuels the enzymes responsible for breaking down alcohol in the liver. Without sufficient NAD, the body's ability to clear alcohol is impaired, leading to more severe hangovers, heightened toxicity, and an increased risk of liver damage. When you consume alcohol, your body begins a two-step detoxification process. First, ethanol is converted into acetaldehyde by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, ADH. Acetaldehyde, however, is even more toxic than ethanol. It contributes to flushing, nausea, rapid heartbeat, and many symptoms commonly associated with hangovers. This intermediate toxin is then converted into the less harmful acetate by another enzyme, aldehyde dehydrogenase, LDH. Both of these steps require NAD to function. As NAD donates electrons in these reactions, it becomes reduced to NADH, a shift that not only affects detoxification, but also disrupts the cell's redox balance, impairing energy production and metabolic regulation. In people with adequate niacin intake, this system works efficiently, and alcohol is metabolized relatively quickly. But in those with niacin deficiency or even marginal insufficiency, NAD levels are lower and the detox process slows. This not only prolongs the toxic effects of acetaldehyde, it also increases oxidative stress, hampers mitochondrial function, and creates a metabolic backlog that worsens fatigue, brain fog, and systemic inflammation. The result is a more intense hangover, a higher burden on liver function, and potentially more lasting damage with repeated alcohol exposure. This connection becomes even more important in chronic alcohol users, where niacin depletion is common. Ethanol metabolism consumes large amounts of NAD, and alcoholics often suffer from poor diet quality, reduced nutrient absorption, and liver stress that further limits niacin availability. Over time, this leads to a dangerous feedback loop. Less niacin, less NAD, slower alcohol clearance, greater cellular damage. In extreme cases, it can contribute to conditions like alcoholic hepatitis, fatty liver disease, or even Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, a neurodegenerative condition tied to multiple B vitamin deficiencies, including niacin and thiamine. Despite this well-established biochemistry, niacin's role in alcohol detoxification remains underappreciated in both medical and addiction research. Substance abuse treatment typically focuses on behavioral therapy and neurotransmitter stabilization, often ignoring nutritional rehabilitation. Yet restoring NAD levels through niacin or related compounds could support liver recovery, reduce withdrawal severity, and enhance resilience against relapse by improving energy and cognitive clarity. There's even a growing body of research exploring NAD therapy in addiction medicine, including intravenous NAD+ protocols, though these remain controversial and underregulated. Another overlooked area is the general population's casual relationship with alcohol and hangovers. Many people accept hangovers as an inevitable side effect of drinking, without considering the underlying nutrient depletion that contributes to their severity. Poor sleep, dehydration, and toxin buildup all play a role, but so does a temporary NAD crash, particularly in those who are already low in niacin. This may explain why some individuals seem unusually sensitive to alcohol or experience disproportionately intense hangovers. They may simply be running on low biochemical reserves, especially if their diets lack sufficient B vitamins. In essence, niacin is not just a passive nutrient in the background, it's actively consumed and taxed by alcohol metabolism. Ignoring this connection limits our understanding of both short-term effects like hangovers and long-term consequences like liver disease. It also narrows the scope of what constitutes effective treatment for substance abuse by overlooking the nutritional foundations of detoxification and neurological healing. To put it plainly, niacin helps your body survive alcohol. It powers the enzymes that clear toxins, protect the liver, and restore metabolic balance. Yet this role is barely discussed in mainstream health advice and virtually absent from standard addiction protocols. For a molecule so central to one of the most common and culturally ingrained human behaviors, alcohol consumption, its neglect in the public conversation is both puzzling and deeply problematic. Recognizing and restoring the role of niacin in alcohol detox isn't just a matter of improving comfort after a night of drinking. It's about addressing a critical piece of the biochemical puzzle that supports liver health, cognitive clarity, and long-term resilience, especially for those most at risk.